James Gunn fixes Superman, removes blood from TV spot.
Um,
Um,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I understand what they're talking about. Are they talking
we'll
about
we'll
getting?
we'll get into it. James Gunn has cut out the blood from the new Superman TV spot featuring David Cornsweet as the new Man of Steel. I get tripped up on that name because I think of wet corn.
Ew.
Anyway, here in the original trailer, there's a blood seeping out of his mouth here, and then there was a new TV spot, no blood. Why was the blood removed? Uh, no, they said maybe it was too mature for TV, and maybe they couldn't show it on NFL games on Sunday. So that's some speculations as to why. The person who wrote this apparently says, I actually like it better without the blood. I also like this spot a lot better than the trailer as it comes off way more hopeful. How are you gonna have hopeful without despair? You gotta. I mean, you know, fucking unicorns, farting rainbows. I mean, what is it without opposition? You know,
But
how are you gonna have hopeful without something to be hopeful for?
I have questions. I want to know. Scroll back up a little bit so I see the picture. Okay, how in the world is anybody expected to believe if you get knocked the fuck out like this, there ain't no blood? It doesn't make any sense. Physically speaking, it makes no sense.
Gunn also ditches the Christopher Reeve John Williams guitar score, which the original, the 1970s original Superman music.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, they had in the first trailer they had a rendition of it by kind of like guitarish sounding, and apparently in this one they got rid of it.
Well, why?
I don't know. James Gunn Superman gets released on July the 11th, 2025.
Um,
Okay, I'll YouTube might want me to cut this out, but I'm gonna play it anyway. Yeah, I decided to mute it. That scene there with his face forward flying has been mocked a lot since this came out. It's been mocked a lot on the internet. But he does look like the cheap version of Superman, or as you might say, the Timu version or the Wish version. He
yeah.
does. I mean, the suit don't fit right. He just, I don't know. It's just not right. None of it's right, in my opinion. My take on it, fucking no, none of it's right. The last incarnation of Superman with Henry Cavill wasn't right on, but at least it looked better than this.
Yeah. To me, this does not feel like Superman. It just doesn't. I don't. I don't get why they would make these changes and think that was okay because people go to see a Superman movie because they want to feel the nostalgia, the connection, and all that stuff, like
Great
everybody
value,
did with the
Superman.
first one. Oh, great value, Superman. But I remember when the first Superman came out, and it was like epic. The music, and then them showing him flying around the world and the horizon and all that stuff. It
Yeah,
was
well,
epic.
you and me are old fucks at this point, right? Uh,
Yeah.
we can remember the 1970s Superman premiering, and for the time, shit, even for now, it beats a lot of stuff for now.
Yeah.
I mean, for one, now there's a lot of CGI, and we're overloaded with CGI, and it tricks your eye, tricks your mind to some extent, but it still looks kind of like an like they animated a doll or perhaps a cartoon. You still you go, oh, everything looks like CGI, and it is a good bit of it. Back then, the effects didn't look as good, but you had in your head it's still real to a point.
Hook makes a good point about this, that they yeah,
They
they
try to
try.
create heroes that don't have a struggle, like Captain Marvel bullshit. They give them plot armor, no real challenge and infinite power. Well, that's been an ongoing thing with Superman anyway. It kind of reminds me of Goku, uh, particularly in the comics. Is like, oh, Superman can punch through dimensions and he can pick up uh, 100 quintillion tons, and it's like, oh, come on, get off of it already. You're gonna
Yeah,
fart and destroy the universe.
yeah. Well, didn't they have the Hulk kind of like that at one point, to where if he moved wrong, he would crack the earth or some shit like that?
Yeah, that was in World War Hulk, but that was like the penultimate amount of his power. But the way they do Superman on a regular basis is just they get too silly with it, kind of like they do with Goku, where Goku like goes to heaven and beats God in a fight.
Yeah,
The cape ship played itself out. In reality, no one gets to go, I'm gonna go be a hero today. It requires pain. Evil chooses who and when. God chooses to good chooses to act. Uh, of course, I'm no hero, but I've tried to help a lot of people. Really have. Whether it be put myself right in a position where I could get stabbed or shot, or whether it be to take someone in and help them out. Virtually every time. I mean, I'm speaking of decades of experience. Don't help people like that. They will burn you.
yeah,
Uh,
that's
they
true.
either they need your help, sure. That's not what they're wanting. They're not wanting that, and you're just gonna get burnt.
That's very true.
No good deed goes unpunished. In reality, Superman would probably run into something similar to that.
Yeah,
But but that kind of plays into Hook's point here. In reality, nobody goes, I'm gonna go be a hero today. It requires pain. Evil chooses who and when. Good chooses to act. Yeah, yeah, I get where he's coming from.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I just wish they would quit making Superman into this god. Basically, that's what they're trying to do. And nothing he does, he could rip cities apart and all this shit, and there's no consequences. That's unrealistic, you
Superman
know?
would buy a timeshare in a holiday apartment.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like if the only way you can be defeated is with kryptonite. Well, that hurts your story coming and going. Either everybody's gonna get a hold of some kryptonite and fuck you up, or you're just gonna be, whether you mean to be or not, a threat to all existence.
yeah,
If you're like so powerful, you can literally do any physical act. Kryptonite and compound interest.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I would like to see Superman, a movie about Superman done more realistically. Like if he tore a city apart, then there would be some consequences. That's the reality of it. I mean, there's all kind of people getting hurt every time Superman goes to fight something. It's always in a city or something like that, and then people get hurt and nobody
Yeah.
is taking him
Okay,
to
well,
court or
think about it.
nothing.
They're like, Superman fucked our shit up again. What are we gonna do? Nothing we can do. you know. In reality, every government on Earth would be trying to produce kryptonite to knock them off.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, every government in the world would be trying to figure out how to contain him, basically.